Hey y'all, it's Indigo here. Got round two of the last week of Grand Arena Championships. This is season 11, week 4. And before we get to the board, I just wanted to bring something up that was going across my mind, and it was a discussion that we had on my Discord server. So there's 2 rounds left, this round that we're doing now, and then the next round after that, okay? And a lot of people are like, oh, I've got my Kyber wrapped up, and my opponent is almost there. He needs some help. I'm going to help him get Kyber. I mean, what are you guys' opinions on that? Should you help somebody get Kyber, or should you make them earn it? Like, I'm of the opinion, and I don't know, correct me if you're a previous opponent out there, but I don't think I've asked anyone for help to let me into Kyber, and I've missed it a couple times because I've just come so close. And this time I've done pretty much better than I've ever done. So I'm well ahead of the ball game, and I should not have to worry, going into the final round. I should be able to scoop it up easily. So this is my score. You see I'm over 32K, just need 3,000 points, and I'm going to hit Kyber. Well, here's my opponent that I got matched up with. We both won the first round, okay? He's a bit behind me, and he needs, he needs to win his next couple matches, that's for sure. This is before setting defense and everything like that, so he needs about 7,000 points, which would be 2 full clears and 2 wins. So if he full cleared both matches and won the bracket, then he would get it. So there's some people out there that say, why don't you put down a light defense? That way everybody can get Kyber and you can practice this or that. I'm just curious, what you guys think about, because obviously that's not what I did here. You can see that my opponent has already gone. I had some errands and whatnot last night, so I chatted with him, reached out, and he did his attacks, and then he hasn't said anything else. And I said I'd do mine late at night or early in the morning. He already went. He's pretty well stuck there on a Jedi Knight Revan squad. I split up my Jedi Knight Revan and my Luke, and the reason I was able to do this was because he only has 1 GL. He's only got Rey, and somehow he made it into my bracket. Like, I've never faced someone with 1 GL lately. So he's there. Looks like he's pretty well stuck on JKR. I don't think he's going to get past. And even if he does, I'll show you the other sections. He did drop one other battle. Let's go down here in the front, and I can show you what I got here. I put my CLS with the Chupio. Recently got him to Relic 7, and he got a hold. I didn't catch what he used or how many he killed off the first time, but it did take him 2 shots, so that was pretty good. And then the back zone, I had my Kylo back there. Didn't slow him down at all. So both of my GLs, he one-shot, which was pretty much expected. I'm sure that he used his Rey for a mirror, which is what his history indicates, and then he uses Jedi on my SOKR. So let's take a look at his defenses. Down south, he's got bounty hunters. He split them up into 2 teams. I kind of like that. Like, if you're going to do that, that makes 2 solid teams that your opponent's going to have to use something good to take out, depending on what they kept. So I've got some ideas of what I'm going to do. I already know what I'm going to use in the top, kind of. It just depends. It's pretty, basic stuff, but I understand why. He has to be able to save enough to get through a heavy defense. So let's go ahead and take out his Jango team first. There is something I want to show you guys in this, so check this out. I'm using Padme, and normally that would be my counter for his Grievous up top. But he did put Grievous with full droids, so I'll go ahead and use Night Sisters there, I think. But I got my Padme here, and I figured it'd be good to go against these bounty hunters. I mean, Padme's a decently tough squad. I got the protection up and healing. I've got damage because I've got Yoda on there. But something does happen. Like I'm working on taking out, and so you can see his Han is taunting, and I got to deal with taking him out. I just got rid of him. Look at this. This is look at that. I slowed it down. Rocket to the face, 217k damage, and there goes Padme. So one shot. I mean, that sucks. Then you're kind of fighting from behind because you don't have all the mechanics like the protection up and the heal that she provides and the mass assist with the stun. But I still do have, I mean, 4 other Relic 7 characters on here. So I think I was like, okay, I lost her, but I should be okay. I mean, each character should be able to do enough damage. Shakti can hit pretty hard, and my Grandmaster Yoda, of course, he's going to hit pretty hard. And then you got Ahsoka constantly assisting, so she's doing what she can do. Just got to work on these guys and get them down, get them to lose that bounty hunter's resolve. So that's what I did. Take out one, then the other. And lastly, we're going to take out Boba, because he's got that health cube. I just threw it on auto and let them do the work. You know, so there we go. 53, not the best score, but it's okay. And so for the next team, I was debating about what I was going to use. And I almost took my gas in, and I was like, I'm expecting his Mon Mothma and Geos in the back, because that's what he kind of likes to set. And so I was like, I'll save my gas for Mon Mothma, and, you know, the Geos will figure something out. Well, I wanted to use my Geos up top against his Newt team, but I thought, you know what, this is probably a better way to do it since Nest is down here. I want to be sure to take out Nest and not get stuck. So I've got my Geos against his bounty hunters, and they are pretty tough. Don't get me wrong, he's got the relics where he needs them. I think only Grief is gear 12. But he does have Barriss on there healing up the team constantly. And the Geos do a lot of attacks that end up being crits. So they end up healing the characters back, you know, kind of a lot. So it's tough to really get a foothold. You know, I'm stuck behind Tonk constantly on Bosk. So trying to get rid of that and be able to do enough damage to take him out. I do have Spy's big hit. So whenever I get around to that, you know, I can do a big hit and take them out. But you also got to time it, because you want to use the big hits to take out Nest. So I was able to get out Bosk there, thankfully. Geos, it just takes so long. I've got a big hit. So I was like, let me get a hit on Nest. Did it, took out Nest. So there's my main threat. I think Nest was the biggest threat to this team. The next biggest threat from here on out is Barriss. Because of her constant healing, I need to be sure to get rid of her. And I think that's going to be important. Because you can't really get to Dengar. I mean, he's stealth. Grief, I don't know. He goes into stealth sometimes. I'm still learning what all he does. Because I just got my own relic up and I've been using him. But I was able to take him out since he was just gear 12. Got rid of him. Now it's just Barriss and Dengar left to deal with. I didn't know how long it was going to take, so I did flip it on auto here and just let him attack Barriss as much as they could. Figured, okay, well, the AI will get her down as much as they can, and then eventually Spy's big hit will come around, and they should be able to take her out. And then Dengar just goes and does his bombs, and, you know, everything he does be kind of annoying. Nothing you can do about that, really. You see, it's kind of a stalemate. At this point, I'm getting a little bit nervous, thinking, you know, am I going to be stuck on Barriss? Really? Is she going to be the holdout? That would be amazing in, like, a bad way, though. So, I don't want that to happen. One of my Geos is stunned. It's not Spy, thankfully. Now I'm back on manual because I want to make sure and do the big hit myself and see what happens. So, send this buff over to Spy, kind of power him up, give him his, crit damage up or offense up, whatever it is. I want him to hit as hard as he can. So, that's the main goal here, is try and get her out in one shot with his big big hit when it comes around. So here we go. He's got it. Let's see what it does. Boom, takes her out. So after that, I'm good. I just throw it back on auto. Figure it'll take them a little while to work down Dengar. I've got just over a minute left on the clock. And it is a pretty stout Dengar. Look, it's gear 13. I didn't catch what relic it was. I'm sure it was a decent relic. Because look at that. It is taking a lot to get through this guy. He's just sitting there tanking it out. So that's awesome. I was able to pick up 60 banners there, though. So I'm pretty happy with that. And saved a lot of good teams to take out whatever he's got in the back. So we open up that back zone and see what he's got hiding back there for me. And he changed it up. Sometimes he puts these on defense, but usually it looks like in the front. And he stuck them in the back. Shock T clones and a Darth Revan team without Darkside Bastila in there, but the full team otherwise. And with that, I now know why he's stuck on my Jedi squad. I figured he would have used his Darth Revan and tore through it, or Shock T clones as a substitute, and instead, he's got him back here on defense. So I bet when he when he was trying to take that down, he wished he had those teams back. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. So let's go ahead and work on the top. I want to make sure that my counter works and take these out, so that I know for sure I can go clean that bottom with what I want to do. So I'm planning out my teams and what I'm going to use where. Let's go ahead and jump into the first battle. And it's going to be Night Sisters against his Grievous droids. Now, I've done this before, but the change this time, I'm bringing in my Talia, who's gear 12, as opposed to my Spirit. And people say that you should be using her because she'll die quicker, which will ramp up Daka and Asajj, boost up her health and Asajj's damage. And so I guess it's good. And the fact that she can also cleanse debuffs and heal is a big plus. So you don't have the stuns that you have like with Spirit, and you don't have the extra, hard-hitting attacks. But the heals, I think, and the cleanse are pretty important. You don't want to get stuck with, target lock or healing immunity or whatever. I just want to make sure to keep everybody as healthy as I can, and having one extra heal is going to be nice when you don't have to just rotate between Asajj and Daka. So the next goal is to make sure some of your team, at least one, is dead. That way when you attack, it calls them an assist from the grave, and then you're constantly building up those charges of extra health and extra damage for Asajj. But once you start having about 2 of them dead, you got to think about reviving the squad. You don't really want to leave yourself with very few targets on the board because you don't want Daka targeted. So I went ahead and brought everybody back. I'm in really good shape, though. I only got Grievous and then Droideka left to deal with, and he just died to plague, so now it's just Grievous left. I just got to bring everybody back so I get my 55 banners, make sure everybody's healed up fine, and I should be fine. So there we go. Do a mass attack against Grievous, keep doing some damage, and if I get a chance, I'm going to heal up, but there we go. I was able to get Asajj's heal off right at the end there. And that's it. Pretty easy, straightforward. 55 banners for Night Sisters, which is par for the course there. Now that I know that that worked, I can go down in the bottom and take out these 2 squads because I know what I want to use. And we're going to start with his Darth Revan. Since he left out Darkside Bastila, I've honestly been using this. My Bosk-led bounty hunters, anytime they leave her out, it makes it much easier for these guys. And I actually learned this a while ago. People have been using it, but one of my patrons, bruh, he is a bounty hunter fanatic. He really likes them. And he had Relic 7 Dengar before most people were relicing up their Bosk and everything. And so he tests them out and does all that. And I just get a real kick out of when he shows me his GAC history and he puts bounty hunters on defense, and someone takes a Darth Revan against it and fails, or takes Padme against it and fails. And that shit just cracks me up. So I do think of that every time I get to use my bounty hunters to take out something good. I just think of how he kind of paved the way and showed me all his, bounty hunters do great things. And now I'm finally getting to that point where mine can do the same. Now that I've got everybody at Relic 5 and above, they're really putting in some work. I've got Mando's Disintegrate right there, so bye-bye Malik. And look at that, 60 banners. Next, I'm going to go ahead and use my own Darth Revan team, the full Darth Revan team, since I didn't have to end up, countering his Rey, which is what I save my Dark Side Bastila for usually. I've got my full Darth Revan here, so we'll go ahead and use them against his Shakti clones, because I know that they'll be able to take them out. I just got to play it right and not make super clones. So I'm going after 5s whenever I can get the chance to hit them. And I know Malik can kind of solo Shakti clones if everything goes great, but with everything being Relic 7 and all that, I just don't want to chance it. So we're not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and send him in with the full Darth Revan team, and that way I know I get through. So sorry if it's not super exciting for you guys. I just want to make sure that I make it and one-shot everything to the best of my ability. So that's what I'm trying to do. Take out 5s, then I can go to work on the other clones. Got rid of Shakti, and now it's just cleanup. I want to try and kill them before they do too much damage on the rest of my squad and kill my banner count. So that's what I'm trying to do. Go in and just finish this, clean this up, and then we'll go back to work on the top and see what he's got for ships. So that's what we're going to do. Finish this off here. Look at that. Got 57 banners, so not too bad there. Clears off the bottom, and we're in good shape. I've got 2 ground squads left to deal with. So we're going to start off by taking out the Night Sisters. And for that, again, it's nothing fancy. I've got the team left. I saved my gas team. Didn't use it to break through his bounty hunters or bounty hunter scoundrel team. So we'll go ahead and use it here against Night Sisters. If you've got it left over, it's a great counter because there's no revive. You don't have to worry about Mother Talzin lead or Daka bringing anybody back. You can just get rid of them once and for all and not have to mess with it. I brought in the full team. Yes, I could have left some people off. But again, I just want to get through it and be done and kill everything as quick as possible. I was also doing these battles at like midnight, while waiting for my nighttime meds to kick in and fall asleep. I was trying to get through and just get my GAC done. So I just wanted to get everything done and get to sleep. So now we're on the last ground team. And so for this, okay, it's Newt. I had a lot of stuff left. I still have my Treya, my Triumvirate, other things I could have used, but instead I went ahead and chose to do EP lead with Vader because I thought turn meter would be a bit better than having Treya and Nihilus. I didn't think I needed all that. Just get Vader in there, and I've got Watt for the weapons tech. So once I put the weapons tech on Vader, and I did his Force Crush first to put some dots on the board. Once I did that, you can go into Merciless and just go to town, start taking him out. And as long as he does the killing blow on Newt, Newt's not going to come back and get a second life. So he really does do a good job. And I picked up 60 banners with that team. So I'm pretty pleased with that. All we have left is ships, basic Malevolence fleet to take out. And I've got my Negotiator for that. So pretty much the same thing I do in Arena every day. He did have Houndstooth as a reinforcement, so that messed me up a little bit. But I still picked up 61 banners. I know it could have been a little bit more, but again, I'm just happy to do a one-shot, get it done, and not have to mess with it. And look at that, I got 1918 banners. And he's got 1403. Like I said, I think he's stuck there. It was definitely a good sport chatting with me and all that. So good luck to him in the next round. And hopefully he'll unlock his second GL here soon, or maybe he's hoarding for one of the new ones. That's going to be exciting when those come. But that wraps up round 2, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow or whatever for the next one. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.